Hello my loves, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your girl Kensthetic with the Kensthetics, and I'm here with you guys today with a new video. So as you guys can tell by the title, today's video is going to be a chit chat. Get ready with me. We are going to be chitting and chatting all about Love is Blind season 6 episodes 1 through 6 as I do my makeup. So if you guys have watched this season so far already, this is a video for you. Okay, we're gonna be catching up. We're gonna be speaking about the characters, the cast members, and we're gonna speak about the different love triangles and just the production of this season overall. So if you guys are caught up, if you guys want to see me do my makeup, if you guys want to vibe out with me, then go ahead and keep on watching. Before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on your bell notifications, give this video a big thumbs up, and drop a comment down below after you watch this entire video with your thoughts, comments, questions, opinions. Leave it down below, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So as always with my chit chat videos, I'm gonna focus on doing my makeup and talking to you guys about our topic. I will be linking all of the products that I will use to achieve my makeup down below in the description box. So make sure you guys check out that description box down below if you guys want to know any of the products that I'm using in today's video. But without further ado, we're just gonna get straight into it. And y'all know I'm about business because I came on camera when my brows did already. So let's go ahead and get into it. So season 6 of Love is Blind. Yeah, I was really skeptical about even tuning in because I watched season 5, and if you watch Love is Blind season 5, you know how much of a train wreck it was. Like, it was a hot mess. Like, if hot mess had a picture in Webster's dictionary, it would be that. Love is Blind season 5, because it was so trash. Like, I watched it just because I had started already, so I'm like, let me just finish, maybe it'll get better. It didn't. So when season 6, I heard it was coming out on Valentine's Day, I'm like, I don't know how they could really redeem themselves, because last season I said the show needs to be discontinued. Like, it needs to be discontinued. But I was like on edge about watching season 6, and Kim started watching it and she was like, girl, you need to tune in. So what I did, I tuned in because I'm like, let me see what this season is gonna be hitting for. And babes, I'm so happy that I did. I'm so happy that I did. So if you guys are watching this video and you guys are like, I don't know if I should watch season 6, I'm telling y'all, go watch season 6 of Love is Blind. Episodes 1 through 6 are available now, and episodes 7 and 8 are coming out on February 21st. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Why don't we? So I should preface this video by saying that I only watched Love is Blind season 4, and then I watched season 5, and then now season 6. So I didn't watch seasons 1 through 4. I'll just preface this video by saying that. But either way, let's go ahead and start off with the cast. I just want to give my opinions on everyone, and then we'll get into my thoughts and opinions on what's going on so far. So first off, we have Chelsea. So I feel like Chelsea, she's a cute girl. I think she's a very charming girl, but I do believe she is insecure at the same time. I feel like she's insecure because she really hasn't had a past when it comes to dating. Like, sis said she was married for 5 years to a high school sweetheart, and I forgot her age. I think she's like 28. But either way, I feel like she hasn't really developed in the emotional sense when it comes to relationships. So everything that she experiences, in my opinion, is going to like hit hard because she's never had like those past heartbreaks or anything like that. Like, when you get married at an early age, I feel like unless you have like a little thought error afterwards, it's hard to get back into the dating scene. That's just how I see it. But also, she could have dated people. I'm just going off of the knowledge that we know from the show. But I do think that Chelsea has not healed from her past marriage. She hasn't dated around enough. I just believe that everybody needs a thought era, like an era where you can do whatever you want to do, you can do whoever you want to do, and you have no regrets about it, and you learn from it. Like, you learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, you learn what you want to do, you learn what you don't want to do. But I feel like she's never had that. She's just been like serious relationships. And it could also be because this season is in I think the contestants are from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I do believe that the Southern Belles, they leave high school and they get married. right away. Like, they settle down. They are not out here like testing the waters, okay? In New York, because I'm from New York, we test the waters.
Just for test the waters, just to test the waters.
Test all of the waters, the Pacific, the Atlantic, everything, every pond, every lake, we're testing it because we need to know. Like, duh. So I think that she's never really had an era where she could just like learn herself and learn relationships and what she wants from them. So the fact that she's on this show looking for love, looking to essentially get married again, I don't think that this was the correct situation for her at this given time, but that's just my personal opinion. Everything in this video is my personal opinion. The thing that everybody's talking about with Chelsea is the fact that she said, and this is where listening and comprehension skills come into play. Chelsea said that a lot of people tell her, which means she receives the information. She's the receiver, she's not the sender. A lot of people tell her that she favors Megan Fox. When she first said it, I didn't think anything of it because she said that other people said, she never said that she thought she looked like Megan Fox. She said that other people tell her that she looks like Megan Fox. So I didn't think anything of it because I received some crazy celebrity lookalike compliments, and I'll just say thank you and I'll move on about it. I'm just like, okay, that person's fire, da 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 da. But I never take it personally to be like, wow, I look like so and so, or you know what I'm saying? So it could also be the fact that Chelsea isn't really secure with herself, that it made her second guess, like, maybe I do look like Megan Fox. But she never said that she believes that she looks like Megan Fox. So everybody on TikTok, everybody on Beyonce's internet is coming for my good sis talking about, she said that she looked like Megan Fox. She never said that. She said that people have told her that she looked like Megan Fox. Y'all see the difference? That's why listening and comprehension skills are key, especially at this big age of our lives. So everybody's giving her hell about that, but I don't know what Jimmy heard, like if they edited it, but either way, from our perspective, she said that she gets compliments that she looks like Megan Fox. So I didn't think anything of that because I have received some crazy people, and I'm just like, all I'm waiting for is somebody to tell me I look like Beyonce, and my horn will be tooted to the highest degree, okay? So either way, Chelsea, so far, I think she's a cute girl. I think she's friendly, but I do think she needed to do some personal work before she did come onto the show. So that's my opinion on Chelsea. Moving on to Jimmy. Jimmy is a complete nutcase to me, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys why, because Jimmy, first of all, he looks like freaking Jimmy from Bob's Burgers. That's who he reminded me. Every time I hear Jimmy, I kept thinking of that. Now either way, Jimmy. Like, when I tell you that he probably took the biggest L of the season so far, he took the biggest L of the season so far. First of all, you got rid of Jessica? Bro, you let Jessica go? Jessica? We're gonna get into Jessica next, but let's focus on Jimmy. So I think that Jimmy, I don't know if he was ready for the show, because I feel like he's another person, like, he's playing the show correctly, like, you know, keeping his options open, creating different connections with ladies. But I do feel like deep down inside, Jimmy is a player. Like, Jimmy gives me like that weird person who took a while to grow into his looks in school, and he never really got attention growing up. But now that he looks like a little something, even though he still looks like a thumb to me, but now that he looks like a little something, his head is gas. Okay, his head is gas, like big gas. That is exactly what Jimmy gives me, and I don't know how I feel about that for the show, because I feel like in general, dating with that perspective, you're really gonna mess up a girl's self-esteem. Okay, you're gonna have people out here flipping bricks, thinking they're doing everything wrong because you're a narcissist and you want to be out here playing with people's feelings. But either way, Jimmy, I don't like him. He's my least favorite male on the show, and that's that on Jimmy so far. Now we're gonna move on to my good sis Jessica. Jessica's a baddie. Okay, Jessica's a baddie. I love Jessica so much. Like, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion. I haven't really looked at reviews on Jessica, but Jessica, that is my girl. Okay, Jessica is a 28-year-old woman who has a 10-year-old daughter. So she had her daughter when she was about 18 with her high school sweetheart, and the relationship that she has with her daughter, so beautiful. And the fact that she still has a healthy co-parenting relationship with the child's father, who is her high school sweetheart, speaks volumes on her how do I want to say this, like her urge to mature at an early age to form that relationship with him, because she said something like they broke up a year after the child was born or something like that. So they had to, you know, figure out co-parenting early on in the child's life. Also, she shared her whole story about how she was in foster care and how her foster mother basically blessed her so much to the fact that she didn't have to get rid of her daughter or put her daughter up for adoption or put her daughter in foster care because of how her foster mother, you know, dealt with her situation of her being pregnant at a young age. I love Jessica. I love Jessica. But one thing I will say about Jessica is the fact that she didn't tell Jimmy that she had a daughter until like what, I forgot, second, third, I don't remember the date. But she waited to tell Jimmy that she had a daughter. I did feel like that was a little side eye, because I'm like, girl, if and when I have a child, that's the first thing I'm presenting. Like the way that she's so proud to be a mom, but she just felt like, it could be from her experience too, like whenever she tells people she has a daughter, it kind of like hinders the way they view her or hinders the way that their relationship develops. So she's just like, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm, you know, here for a reason, to find love, to get married, and you know, whatever. But I also feel like you have to tell people, because people are either gonna accept you as you are, or they're gonna have to leave you alone, let you go because it doesn't align with what they want. When she told Jimmy that she had a daughter, Jimmy acted like he thought it was okay, but he wasn't okay. First of all, you went talking crap to Chelsea, talking about, I got the worst news today. You didn't tell Jessica that was the worst news you got today, but you went and told Chelsea that. You could have been straight up and told Jessica, like, I feel some type of way, I need some time to internalize this, or whatever the case was. Communication is key when it comes to relationships, and people always forget that. So the fact that he didn't say how he really felt to Jessica, I was already sad. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be an a-hole. Like, I'm not gonna like him. And then on top of that, he was in the men's quarters talking about, she has a daughter, I don't know if I'm supposed to step in and basically be a dad. She said that that child's father is in the life, right? So whatever you view a stepfather as being, be that. Like, you can't get rid of them. Like, you can't get rid of the fact that she has a daughter. You can't turn back time, so you just have to move on with it. But I do feel like Jimmy developed more of a relationship with Jessica in the pods, but for him, I think he chose Chelsea for two reasons. I think he chose Chelsea, one, because he was convinced that Chelsea looked like Megan Fox, when Jessica was really the tea that looked like Megan Fox. And also, Jimmy was comparing like the two sources of news that he got. He was like, is it easier for me to deal with a woman who has a 10-year-old daughter, or is it easier for me to deal with a woman who's been married before? And option B was easier for him to deal with, so he went ahead and chose option B. But I do believe that he had deeper feelings for Jessica than he did for Chelsea, but he was just trying to play it safe. Like, let me see what will be easier for me to deal with, and we see what happened. Like, the reaction he had when him and Chelsea met up for the first time, I'm like, these producers are so shady for all of the stuff they left in this show, but I need to see it all. So thank you. Thank you. So that is that little love triangle: Jessica, Chelsea, and Jimmy. Okay, moving along, we're gonna move on to AD. We're gonna move on to my sis AZ, okay? Because when I tell you guys that a lot of people look at AD and they're like, oh, her leave out her lashes, terrible, she needs to work on it, right? But at the same time, like, I look deeper in AD and I'm like, this is a woman who I feel like a lot of people I know, that I know including myself, can relate to AD's like dating history. She's like, you know, I always used to date ballers and, you know, men with money, and now I want to settle down. I'm looking for something more serious. And I feel her so much. My sister's been in therapy. She's been working on herself. But I do believe that as someone who, you know, goes to therapy, I speak to my therapist about dating, my habits, my preferences, what I want, especially at this point in my life. Just because you go to therapy, that doesn't mean you're ready to date, or that doesn't mean that your mindset is all the way there yet. And I do think that AD is at that point. It's like, you know, I went to therapy, I'm working on myself, but I don't think that she's ready to date yet, or she hasn't really figured out how she wants to date based on, you know, the unpacking, the work that she's done. Because my sister's still out here making the same mistakes. And I was rooting for her. I'm like, yeah, she has herself together. She's coming into this ready. And the mindset just isn't healthy enough. The mindset just isn't strong enough. Because I said, girl, you out here choosing clay? Girl. But her body, fire, A1. She needs to drop the workout plan because it will be bought by me. I might be her first customer, but her body is amazing. I don't like the way that the show is portraying her though, or production, because I don't understand why when we see a woman with a nice natural body, it's like a big deal. Like, yeah, her body is cute, whatever, but it doesn't need to be the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I feel like they're sexualizing her on the show, especially the whole scene with the whole bean dipping on the beach. I'm just like, if I'm production, why y'all leaving this in? Y'all are literally sexualizing a black woman with a fire body on TV. Like, this is what we get? Y'all don't do this to these, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, cool. But either way, her body is fire. I do think that she needs to do some more work before she, you know, gets serious about dating. But other than that, she's a cool girl. I like her. I love how vulnerable and transparent she is. And I love how I can tell that she don't take no sugar honey iced tea. Like, she's like, I'm not taking it. But she's still taking it, okay? AD reminds me of me. Like 2 years ago. But either way, she's like, oh, I see red flags and I just paint my nails red. That's where she lost me, because I see red flags and I run. Okay, I get my light feet going when I see red flags, but that's just me. So moving along to Clay, we'll move along to Matthew first. So Matthew is the weirdo. That is a guy that she thought she liked, but she found out that he was telling her and our sis, what was her name, Amber? I forgot what her name was, but Matthew was basically playing AD and Amber, telling them the same story, how he wants to meet their families, and he so AD, I feel like, had a stronger connection with Matthew, weirdly. But here's the thing, right? I think Matthew is weird, but I don't think Matthew is too like weird, okay? Hear me out, because if you look at Matthew, he actually looks good for a man of his demographic. But like, I do think that he's socially awkward, but I don't think there's anything wrong with socially awkward, because I feel like all of us have a sense of social awkwardness, but it's just like on a different range. His is just very high, okay? But AD was able to break down those barriers and get him to speak more than one word, to respond to things. He had his DSW shoes kicked up on that bench, macking to my sis, okay? So I do feel like I understand how she felt about him, even though he was a weirdo. But AD's a weirdo too. I feel like we sitting here like, oh yeah, Matthew's a weirdo. Look at the girl who's liking him. She's a weirdo too, and that's fine. But I do think that she has stronger feelings for Matthew than she did for Clay. But when she realized what Matthew was doing, that's when she was like, that's where it comes in. I'm like, she don't really take no sugar honey iced tea. She like, all right, let me figure out what I'm about to do. And he broke up with her. That was another thing. I'm like, girl, how you gonna let this man break up with you? You were supposed to break up with him. So yeah, Matthew, I'm happy that he left, because I couldn't really see where he was about to fit in this show. And I'm just like, okay, it was cute entertainment, but I'm not here to see this. I get him off my screen pronto. And now we're gonna move on to Clay. A lot of people have been saying that they don't believe that Clay likes girls, okay? I didn't get that from him. I did not get that from him. From Clay, I got that he is a pretty boy. He's used to being the center of attention. He could possibly be a mama's boy, where he's been coddled and, you know, looked after and just like supervised his whole life. And now he's trying to like break off and get away from that. But once again, he needs some work done. I don't think he mentioned that he went to therapy. I think he mentioned therapy, like he was interested in starting therapy. And even with that, he's like, oh yeah, to AD, oh, I want us to like go to premarital counseling or whatever. I'm like, first of all, you need to go to you need to go to therapy on your own first, and then you can also do therapy with AD. But couples therapy and individual therapy, two different lines of work. And I think that you need to start working on yourself first before you want to work on your relationship. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, Clay, he gives me that he has an anger issue. He has a little temper on him. Do I think AD should have chose him? I don't think so, but I feel like once Matthew broke up with her, she was like, okay, I guess I have to give him a shot. Matthew, AD gives me that she's very toxic. She gives me that she is with the sugar honey iced teas once again, but not in a healthy way. Like, she's used to repeating the same patterns, and you know, she spoke about her whole history with her father, how he wasn't really in her life like that, X, Y, and Z, and I feel like that is a huge reflection of the men that she dates. But once again, she's in therapy, she's doing the work, but I just don't think that she's there yet. Y'all get what I'm saying? Hold on, because my camera keeps overheating. I be finishing my makeup so fast, but I do feel like Clay has a little temper on him. Even the way that he was like, yeah, I will tell you to get in the gym. I'm like, who are you talking to? And AD checked her real quick. I'm so happy that she did, because it's like, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? Who this for? Is it ain't for me? Now we're going to move on to Jessica. Not Jessica. We're going to move on to Laura. Laura gives me that she is always like the strong figure in her relationship. She doesn't really let the man step in and do much. She's very competitive. So I feel like all of that allowed her to win Jeremy over Sarah. Jeremy, I love how spunky he is. I love how he's himself. Like, he doesn't try to hide who he is to please anyone. He's straight up with the fact that he has a big personality. He's goofy, he's fun, he's a construction nerd, X, Y, and Z. Sarah, who was his other choice, Sarah chin that break up like a champ, okay? That is how I want us women to be unbothered when somebody sun curves us. Like, it's no pressure. It's no pressure because I know I'm pressure. That's the T. So when Jeremy broke things off with her, she was very respectful about it. And I'm like, wow, okay, Sarah. Okay, Sarah, show us what maturity is supposed to look like. So yeah, I really, that earned her some points in my book, because from what we saw, their dates were boring. Like, Laura and Jeremy, we saw them kikiing more. Sarah was more so like more serious in their dates, but once again, it could be how production edited it. But either way, I don't like how Laura thought it was okay to tell Jeremy to bean dip AD. Like, she's the one who stirred up the whole sexualizing of AD on the beach, and she tried to downplay it like it's not that serious. It is. In today's climate, it's even more that serious, because it's just like, why would you feel comfortable as a woman telling a man to do this to another woman? Like, are you kidding me? And that's your man, but you're not acting like that's your man, because you already tired of the man. I feel like seeing his personality or experiencing his personality with the wall in between is a different experience for her than like having to deal with it face to face. And she's drained. She's tired because she's boring. She's tired because she wasn't expecting this to be a non-stop thing. Like, I guess she thought that Jeremy had an on and off switch where he could turn things down. No, that man is who he is. He been telling you who he was, so it's either you accept it or you don't, and that's that on that. Moving along to Ken and Brittany. Ken, he just gives me like a nice soft teddy bear that I just want to hug. I love that he is a God-fearing man. Like, when people ask me what I want now, like when I speak to my friends, the first thing that comes to my mouth is I need a God-fearing man. Like, I'm so far along my faith journey. I'm like, whoever I mess with at this point in my life has to be a God-fearing man. And the fact that that was the first thing we kind of got from him, he automatically earned points in my book. He automatically earned points in my book, because I'm just like, yes, Ken, yes. He's 25. He's a school principal. I still don't understand that math. People saying he lied about his age, but it could very well be possible. I'm not really in the school system, so I don't know how things work, but he's 25 and he's a principal, and he's dating or engaged to Brittany, who is 24, I believe. She's also a God-fearing woman. I'm like, they literally are whoever they cast in this season, I want to give them their props right now, because they did a good job getting a good sense of people. Like, there are some very specific qualities. I feel like they low-key be knowing who's gonna match too, because they're just like, okay, this person has this, they know what they're doing, okay? They're not dumb over there. But either way, I love Ken and Brittany. I'm rooting for them. The only like barrier I could see in their relationship, even though they say that they don't care about race, I want to see how their families react to it, specifically Brittany's. So we're gonna have to wait around and see that. My camera keeps overheating, but I basically finished my makeup. Super cute, super simple, super natural. I love it. But moving along, I love Ken and Brittany. I'm rooting for them. And the last couple, which I feel like we don't really pay that much attention to, is Amy and Johnny. They are happy. They both love anime. They are a match made in heaven. I feel like they're gonna make it to the altar, and I'm rooting for them. But they don't have much drama going on. But that's a good thing in their relationship. But at the same time, for the show, it's just like, where is the tea which I have going on? So I'm really interested to see how their relationship progresses along the time of the show. So now my thoughts and opinions on everything. I think that the couples that I'm rooting for, that I believe are going to make it to the altar, are Ken and Brittany, and is her name Anna or Amy? And Johnny. They're gonna make it to the altar. They're gonna get married. Clay and AD, I feel like once they start living together and they really start to experience each other's habits, and AD realizes that she's gonna have to be more masculine in the relationship than Clay, she's gonna be like, I need to pack up and go. So I feel like that's gonna be the breaking point for them when they move in together. Now they're still in the honeymoon phase. Like, I don't like the fact that he's always commenting on her body, but he's always like, you know, speaking about her physical appearance. But it's like, babes, let's get to know each other. Let's get to know each other here. So Clay and AD, I don't think they're gonna make it. And then Jeremy and Laura, he already said, I'm ready to go home. Like, when a man says how he feels, believe him. When he shows you how he is, believe him. That man said he want to go home. Let that man go home. What you still trying to keep him in DR for? Let that man go home. And then Jimmy and Chelsea. Jimmy treats Chelsea like crap. Like, and I think that once again, she is so like head over heels and so hyped that I think her biggest thing is that she's hyped, that she thinks she won against Jessica. But wait until Jimmy sees Jessica in person, okay? That is where things are gonna get real juicy, and I am ready for it, okay? Episode 7 and 8 already come, because when Jimmy sees Jessica in person, Chelsea, she kept saying she gonna puke, 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 puke. That was her favorite word. I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh my God, I'm gonna puke. Chelsea, wait until your man sees his other option in person, and then let's see how much you gonna puke. Okay, she gonna have to find a new word, because puke isn't gonna be able to describe her reaction that she wants to have. Girl, she is going to be a mess, but I'm ready to see it. I think that Chelsea definitely should have chose Trevor. Trevor was I think she should have chose him, but I don't think that they would have been compatible. Okay, it would have made a great love story in our eyes, but once Trevor realized how bad emotional Chelsea is, I don't think it was gonna work. But I do feel like Trevor was very soft. He was very willing to work with Chelsea, and Chelsea was just like, I'm gonna go for Jimmy because he's going for me, and he curved Jessica for me, and Jessica look like Megan Fox and I don't. So let me go ahead and choose a man who gonna choose me, okay? But once Chelsea and Trevor see each other in person, I feel like that's gonna change things too. Chelsea said that she likes buff men. Trevor is buff. Chelsea says she likes mullets. Trevor has a mullet. So I feel like once she sees him in person, she's gonna realize that she took a big L. And I think she realized that when she went in that room after she said yes to Jimmy, because she was just like, probably like, wait, what did I do? Once again, I'm gonna puke. So either way, I'm very interested to see when all the cast meets up and everyone gets to see everybody, how things are going to play out. I also feel like Jeremy is going to take a liking and an interest more in Sarah, because he realized that Laura isn't all the way there, okay? Laura set him up. Laura set him up, and he didn't like that. And it's the fact that she didn't take any accountability for her actions that really, I was just like, wait, girl. You told your man this as a joke. He went and basically told them that you said this, and now you're like, oh, he's giving kitty vibes, he's giving chava. He actually probably found it weird, and he really wanted to expose you. I think that's what he was trying to do. He's just like, let me expose her so that when I go ahead and explore somebody else or I leave, y'all can understand the type of person she really is. He set her up. I'm convinced that that's what he wanted to do, and if that was his agenda, he did it very well, okay? He executed it very well. But I think that's my opinions on everything that happened in the show so far and on the cast that we have so far. I am very much so into the casting. I love the casting. As I mentioned, production did a great job casting this season, but I'm just not a fan of people's decisions. That's what it is. I'm not a fan of the cast decision, so that's what's like throwing me off. okay? But when I'm watching a show, y'all, I'm watching a show. I'm paying attention to everything. So let me speak about some things that happened in the show that I'm like, people probably didn't catch. Cause I be paying attention, I be watching, I be listening, okay? First of all, the conversation of the girls talking about they be pooing. I hope they don't. The conversation of the girls talking about they pee in the shower and in the pool. Let's pay attention now. Let's pay attention to the girls who were telling the story and agreeing with it, and let's pay attention to the girls who were opposed to that decision. Don't pee in no shower that I have to get. Like, peeing in a shower is crazy because my friends and I were just speaking about this recently. You do not pee in any shower that you have to share with someone. Most of the time, we have to share a shower with someone, whether it be roommates, whether it be your significant other. Don't pee in the shower. I just don't believe in peeing in the shower. Pee in the toilet before you get in the shower. And I believe that everyone needs to pee before they get in the shower. If I see you get in the shower and I don't hear a toilet flush and a hand wash, I know that you're peeing in the shower, because I just feel like our bodies know it's about to interact with water, and it's like, I gotta go. So let me go now before I actually get in the water. So if you don't pee before you get in the shower, that's a red flag to me that you pee in the shower. Peeing in the pool, not acceptable by any means necessary, like, at all. So the fact that y'all really sat here on international TV and admitted to peeing in the shower in the pool, that made me look at y'all real differently. It made me look at them girls real differently. Next up, the fact that production kept in, it was one of the green screens where Jimmy was speaking about, like, you know, his first impressions of seeing Chelsea and how he felt, and he meant to say Chelsea's name and he said Jessica's name, and he said and production kept that in. Production's messy, but I mess with production because this adds the character and the drama to the show, and that is what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for. But Jimmy, how you gonna mess up that woman's name? And Chelsea, once you watch that, if you don't leave him, babes, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You like the toxicity. You love the toxic environment that Jimmy is formulating for you guys to get married and spend the rest of your life. You love it. I'm telling you, Jimmy is not the one for you. I also felt like this season we saw a lot of production taking constructive criticism from social media. First of all, I feel like we have been seeing them eating and drinking and using the kitchen and having their meals, and like, they said the Love is Blind cast don't be feeding, the production don't be feeding the cast, but they made sure to say, oh, we're gonna feed them, and we're gonna show y'all that they be eating. And I feel like we definitely have seen that in this season, if not a little bit too much. I also feel like this season we got to see more of the interactions in the pods. Usually the pods is kind of like a rushed experience, but I do feel like we got enough time to actually see, you know, the connections that were being formed in the pods, the conversations that were having had in the pods. I feel like we got way more of that in season 6 versus season 4 and 5. As I mentioned, I didn't watch seasons 1 to 3. I think I said 1 to 4 earlier, but I didn't watch seasons 1 to 3, so I can't really speak on those seasons. But from what I seen in season 4 and 5, it was rushed. But this season they took their time and we got to see more of the pods. Love that. I also feel like this season we got to see more of the quarters, like more interactions within the quarters, like the girls, you know, kikiing, the boys chopping it up. We got to see more of what was happening in the quarters, and I like that. I also feel like there was more conversation in the quarters this season about who was messing with who. Even though some people didn't want to share names, they did share more of their experiences. I don't know if this has always been a thing and they just didn't include it in the edits, but in the edits this time we got to see way more of what the girls were saying about, you know, their options, and what the guys were saying about their options, and just seeing more of the interactions in the quarters. Last season, I feel like the key highlight of the quarters was when Lydia and Aaliyah had their little situation, but other than that, I don't remember anything else from the quarters last season. So I feel like this season they definitely incorporated more of what was happening in the quarters, and I love that. And I also, maybe this is observation because of last season, because it really threw me off, but they're following more couples. They were following more couples, and they were following more triangles. And I think it's also because last season I feel like it was kind of mapped out, like, oh, this person is gonna be with this person, but this season we have more of like multiple people having multiple options, so that added like more spice in the pods episodes, so I love that too, because I'm just like, I don't want to just see, oh, I like red, you like red too, I like blue, you like blue too, you like geology, I'm a geologist. Like, we got to see more of what people had in common and what was actually going on in the pods and how they form relationships, so I was here for that. Another observation that I had, because one thing I was watching was Jimmy, okay? Jimmy kept looking at the camera. Jimmy, this is reality TV. You're supposed to act like the cameras are not here, sweetie. Why are you continuously making eye contact with the cameras? Did they not give you a, did you, okay. But yeah, I feel like the main two scenes for me for episodes 1 through 6 was one, when AD told Clay that her other option was Matthew, and he was like, Matthew? Oh nah, you don't want that. Yo, when I tell y'all I scrumped a scrump because I'm just like, why did Clay have to black like this? But I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama, okay? But yeah, the fact that he had to think about who Matthew was, and y'all are all together, I'm guessing, every day, and you didn't know who Matthew was because he's always in the corner in his book studying his 15 questions, studying his notes. He didn't know who Matthew was. He said, why are you talking to that weirdo? You don't want that. And I respect him for saying that, but at the same time, you're kind of ruining the experiment because you low-key telling her that he's a weirdo. So I ain't like that. And also, the other moment was when Jimmy and Chelsea saw each other for the first time. Everything about that was awkward. It reminded me of when Irina saw Zach for the first time, and that was also another awkward interaction. But yeah, another thing I noticed is that a lot of questions within the pods this time around was more based on, how do you look? How many followers do you have on Instagram? And I'm like, I don't remember these questions ever being thrown around before. So I don't know if this is more of the production telling them to ask these things or what, because I'm just like, why are we asking people to describe how they look from head to toe, from edge to edge, from ear to ear? Like, it's not giving that. The experiment is for you guys to get to know each other besides how people look, and then afterwards you get to see the person. So I don't know what was going on there, but I ain't like that they was asking them questions. I'm like, how many followers do you have on Instagram? Who do you follow on Instagram? Jessica, girl, you think he gonna go there and tell you every celebrity? Girl, no. But overall, those are my thoughts and opinions on Love is Blind season 6 so far. Summary of episodes 1 through 6. Do I think Love is Blind? No, girl. I never thought Love was Blind. Never did. But I watch it for the drama, okay? I watch it for the tea, and it's a good show. This season, it's fire. Y'all gotta make sure y'all tune in and y'all keep watching. But either way, I really hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts, my comments, my review, and seeing me do my makeup. Even though my camera wasn't letting me be too great, but I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing me do this cute, simple face. It literally took me 10 minutes to do this face, which is crazy. But I will have all of the products used, a link down below for your ease of reference and shopping, okay? It's gloss. I brought her back out. This is my Morphe Freebird lip gloss, so good. But either way, comment and let me know your thoughts on Love is Blind season 6. If you guys have not tuned in yet, I'm here to tell y'all to tune in, okay? It's a good show, and when y'all hear me referencing it in my vlogs and my videos, just know I'm hooked, okay? I am hooked. And also, I wanted to tell you guys that Cupcake, the wine company, they have the Love is Wine, like, y'all see this? They sell it. So as soon as I get back to Houston, one of my first stops is gonna be Total Wines, because I need to pick it up and give you guys a review. Also, comment and let me know if you guys want me to keep doing these reviews kind of like each week situation. It could be a cute little quick chit chat just to throw something up on my channel for you guys so we can keep up with, you know, the drama, keep up with the tea. Let me know down below if you guys enjoyed this video so we can keep it going. And as I mentioned, comment with your thoughts and opinions on the season so far down below so we can chat and we can chat. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, and drop a comment down below. And until my next video, I'll see you guys later.